This is a regular meeting of the Common Council of the City of Oneonta. It is November 19th, just around 6:04 p.m. And if the clerk would please call the roll, we'll get this thing started.
Mayor Jernick.
Here.
Councilmember Campoli. Here. Councilmember Walsh Russo. Here. Councilmember McHugh. Here. Councilmember Lepari Shu. Councilmember Carson.
Here.
Councilmember Harrington.
Here.
Councilmember Mathis.
Here. All right, if you please join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so we're going to start off with a presentation of sorts from Kevin Wood, who Kerry is bringing up on the screen. It's a zoom in. Kevin, you there?
To rename myself, which I think I've been successful in. How's everybody doing?
Okay, we're just bringing up the volume a little bit, Kevin.
My volume's at full.
Good. Well, you're good now. We're good.
You're good? You can hear me?
Yep. So the council and a number of our constituents are in attendance, and you got the screen.
I got the floor, so to speak.
Yeah.
Well, great. Well, thanks for having me back. It's been a journey so far. I appreciate you having me. I guess I'll just start with, because there's some people watching live and maybe many on the council didn't meet me when I first started. Now, I think we started this endeavor, this team endeavor, if you will, October 20th, 2023 is when I literally went outside there at the pavilion, Muller Plaza, and we did a live video announcing that, you know, we had a goal. We had aspirations to build a stage in Oneonta on Main Street, the Al Galladoro Memorial Stage. So that's been about a year and not even a month. And, you know, I'm proud to say that, you know, we've stayed true to our commitment, and our commitment was that we were going to, you know, ignite this worthy project. And I really want this to be about the community of Oneonta and how the community's always embraced the greatness of the musician Al Galladoro, who was my grandfather. And we've really stayed true to that commitment. We started a GoFundMe. To date, we have 51 donations, raising $11,090. That's an average of $217 per donation. And in these times, and you know, the shoestring, so to speak, budget that we have, I am proud of that. The idea was for this money to pay for design and architect, and I think we honestly hit it out of the park. Our architect is not with us today. He's abroad enjoying himself, as he should. I believe his wife is about to win a state assembly position, and I think they're probably enjoying that. So congratulations to Andrew and his wife, who are abroad now. So I can't speak to the design, although I am going to show some pictures just to kind of give a remembrance of what we were bringing to the table. But we really hit a home run with Andrew and his abilities. And honestly, the amount raised doesn't really even nearly come close to what he's brought. I'm getting some feedback now, some pretty bad feedback. The amount we raised really is a small amount of the effort and the kind of talent that has been brought to the table in designing this stage. I will say that. I do want to call out, I think it's important that we call out some of the donors that we thought were special, and we named it from the beginning. Anybody donating over $1,000 would potentially get their name engraved in a small plaque at the stage. And I think it's important to call these people out because of their commitment. and who they are. And if you don't mind, I'd like to do that. It's a short list. Angel Swindell, who was a student of Al's at Hartwick College, donated $1,000. Gretchen Prinz, who is Renee Prinz's niece. As you know, Renee passed away. Gretchen's family donated $1,000. Paquito de Rivera, literally the greatest clarinet player in the world today, donated $1,000. Al's daughter, Alice Galladoro, donated $1,300. I'm dealing with feedback, guys.
I'm not sure there's anything we can do on our end, unfortunately.
Okay, then maybe I'll just take this off. Frank Catalano, a world-renowned tenor saxophone player, $1,000. Chad Smith, who was up at the B-side ballroom to celebrate Al's 100th birthday, plays on Broadway in New York City today, donated $1,000. These are world-renowned saxophonists. You had an anonymous donation, or we had an anonymous donation of $1,000 from somebody that wants to remain nameless, but everybody in this room and online knows this person. He's a local businessman. So that's completely appreciated. We'll keep him anonymous. And I think what might be most fitting is the first donation to this was from Al's great-grandson, which is my son's son, Matthew Jr., who donated, was the very first. And I think that's so fitting because for Al's 85th birthday, my son had played saxophone with Al at Vines. And that's really crazy if you think about it, because that's where we're proposing to put this stage. It's just unbelievable if you think about the legacy here. So many people have written me and just feel that this is such a worthy cause, and I really appreciate those that are behind it, and we see ourselves through to this goal. So if I may take a few minutes here and just show the background of this, and I'm going to try to do this, of what we're proposing here. Do you see this on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so everybody knows that's good old Oneonta, a city, by the way, that I graduated from SUNY Oneonta in 1984. Not to age myself, but I can't help it. And there's good old Muller Plaza, Main Street, as we come in. And this is the look and feel of what we are proposing. That is the plaza itself. Again, I'm not going to go too much into the weeds on design here. I can leave that to the architect and some of the history you have. But obvious to say that this is an amazing embellishment to what you already have there. We are proposing to take those lights away, which I think you'll see in the next shot. A very open air stage, but yet classy, inviting for all performers, both formal performers and those that want to perform. And we'll leave that completely up to the city, the way they want to manage that. And again, I'm not going to get too deep into the weeds here, but you have, if you can see my cursor, you have access to the back of the stage. You have some storage here. You have the right delineation. And perhaps the most exciting part of this is the idea that the architect Andrew came up with, which is to superimpose, for lack of a better word, some shadowing of Al's very famous 1958 album, which is just an incredible endeavor and effort in woodwind instrument mastery. It's just incredible. And I can send links to the music on that album. But how lucky are we to have this legacy here in Oneonta and to be able to keep that forever? Because listen, I said this from the beginning, none of us live forever. And 25 years from now, young people that might not even be born yet will learn of this man's legacy, what he meant to the city and what he brought in positivity and musicianship. And I just think we're lucky to be able to make this happen. So again, I won't go into details here, but this is pretty cool stuff where we're going to have that shadowing on the stage, which you'll see here. As the sun moves, you'll see the superimposing of that album and Al's hands playing the saxophone. So that's pretty cool. I also wanted to go into just kind of learning of this meeting very late, but wanted to kind of, I'm pictures say 1,000 words, and I wanted to share a few things here, if I may. You see this, right? You see this picture of a band?
Yes.
Okay. So just for fun, this was Al's first band in New Orleans. He happens to be, if you can see my cursor, the young man here, 11, 12 years old, playing clarinet in a band called Romeo and his Juliets.
Yes.
And I won't get the feedback if I take this off here, which I'm going to do. And this is just an incredible picture. This is a real picture. You'll laugh at the drumsticks and the size of the drumsticks, but this is the kind of legacy we're talking about. This is about the year he was born in 13, so say 1926 in New Orleans. That was the theater in New Orleans, literally. This is Al superimposed, and those of you that knew Al or saw him walking the streets or saw him perform, this is a pretty touching picture. Superimposing of Al in the stage itself. This is Gretchen Prins, P-R-I-N-S, Renee's niece. She came to the table with a $2,000 donation. Just incredible. I mean, it just came out of nowhere. And I met Gretchen, and she just spoke about her family's reverence for Al. We were giving out hats. She was kind enough from across the country to wear that hat and give us a picture. And I'm sorry about that green square there. A beautiful sentiment and a beautiful woman. Everybody probably knows Thomas Levinsky. We thank him for his support on this. There's just too many things that are lining up here to be believed. This is Frank Catalano, who just played, Mets had a great year. I'm a Mets fan. He just played the Star Spangled Banner at Citi Field, and I attended. I was like 10 feet away, and he's just such a supporter and a donor, and loved Al
Kevin,
as well.
we're seeing about a third of the screen, just so you should know.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's not good.
That's all right. That's all right.
Right, let me just try a different share. Thank you for letting me know that.
So Kevin, I think we're good. Do you want to take questions from council? I think there are some council members who may not have had the opportunity before, unless there's more that you want to add.
I do want to share more of those pictures because I get into Oneonta with some of those pictures. So I'll send a link if need be, and I'm here for questions for sure.
That's great. Does anybody on council have questions for Kevin? Anything about the stage that we're unsure of, or? All right, well, Kevin, I guess we'll look for that link, and your time and your energy and your commitment to the city of Oneonta, to your grandfather's legacy is really appreciated. So thank you, Kevin. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me today.
All right. So I am going to move my remarks up. Oh man, it's a speech. But anyway, here it is. I'm going to put my remarks in this place, and then we'll follow with petitioners and public hearings and correspondence. I've got it out. So the adage, and maybe the curse, is, may you live in interesting times. And this is a heck of a time to be living in. There are lots of directions that things can go, and some of them are scary. Nationally, we can hope and pray, but locally, we can do more, and we need to. Luckily, we have the capacity if we have the will. The construction of the Al Galidoro stage is an excellent example of how we can invest in ourselves. I know I share the excitement of a lot of Oneontans, and certainly that of Kevin Wood, at the game-changing potential of this jewel box of a stage in the heart of our downtown. And I cannot wait to see regularly scheduled performances enlivening our town square, bringing visitors and residents back to Main Street. I am heartened by the enthusiasm of our downtown merchants who have embraced a strategy of placemaking, cross-promotion, and collaboration in capturing those new feet on the street. You've seen the unique photo boards on display in front of our shops and restaurants. That came of an organic campaign to provide visitors with an engaging reason to move from merchant to merchant along an inviting and interesting Main Street. The rising tide does lift all boats. And our downtown businesses are all in for the holiday season with cross promotions that will help them and their neighbors. That's how we do this. And the city has a role to play. Support of the Al Galladoro stage construction is a part. Continuing and expanding the public's connection to our town square, Muller Plaza, is another. Bringing families downtown is an important step toward establishing a new community connection that will ensure sustained future use by generations. Now, the budget we'll be putting forward this evening adds 3 police officers to our understaffed OPD. This will mean that a long hoped for return of downtown patrols is just around the corner. If we want a more vital city shopping district, we need to make it feel safe, more secure, and more welcoming. Now, our police are very citizen friendly. They are approachable and engaging and could be wonderful ambassadors in our downtown's renaissance. And we're so lucky to have Club Odyssey's drug and alcohol-free programming for our young adults right on Main Street. We need to continue our investment in their success. We need to invest in safe and welcoming places. We have commitments in principle from Springbrook, Chip Klugo, Peter Clark, and Carney Associates in their creation of a business improvement district. And I'm confident more landlords will join in the planning. You can only imagine how much more that will accomplish. And how many more people will begin thinking that a trip to Oneonta is a cool destination. This has been done before and successfully by other cities. Small cities that have had the same challenges we do, but turned their fortunes around. This is what we're doing, and this is what we have to do. We need to invest in ourselves. We have the resources to do it. We have the money in the bank. In my mind's eye, this is absolutely the time to be strategic, to invest in our future. We want to be a safe, fun, and welcoming city. We want our kids and grandkids to stay here and play here. We want our new neighbors to come and make their lives here. And so now is the time to invest in sustainability and climate resiliency, in our businesses, and in the performing and visual arts that will bring people to Main Street, to Market Street, and to Water Street. We need to invest in our marketing, and especially in our ability to communicate in a strategic and timely way. I think everyone would appreciate that. And speaking of Water Street, this is important. Those businesses have been devastated by months and months of endless construction. The job's almost done. And in a couple of weeks, there will be a community celebration on a reimagined Water Street. And an opportunity for everyone to rediscover all of those businesses. The Chamber of Commerce has agreed to host it, and we thank them for that. It's slated for Friday, December 6th, from noon till 2 p.m., and I hope to see you all there. Construction and road work on Water and Market is just about finished, and it is going to be beautiful. With the park next door and something cooking, cross your fingers, with the train station, Stella Luna's, The foothills, as busy as it has ever been. Great job by Jeff Doyle. And the new Sydney Federal Credit Union, a state-of-the-art transit hub, twice the parking, elevators to Water and Main Street. There is a whole neighborhood and a whole new opportunity to experience Oneonta that's about to be created. There's so much potential, which again is why we need to invest in it. We need to build places to live in that neighborhood, beautiful and affordable. We will have an opportunity to begin that process when this council discusses and votes on the sale of city property at 27 Market Street this January. Over the course of 2 meetings, we'll be laying out all the facts and all the figures. I am sure we will have some robust and I hope respectful discussion. At the end of our second meeting, the council will have decided if a supermajority of members agrees to sell the parcel or not. Because Carolyn Marks has gone on the record as being against this sale, I can't further complicate the decision by making it a required 6 of 7 yes votes for passage. Carolyn doesn't share my vision for the city, which is her right. But it's my